Good evening, Philippines, and good evening, PSME. Welcome to the third episode of the Wheels of Progress podcast, the podcast for mechanical engineers. I am your host, Bonnie Digala, and tonight we'll be talking about the history of the PSME Panay Chapter and the history of the PSME March. Our guests for tonight are special indeed, as they are some of the strongholds, the legends, and foundations of PSME Panay. Before we introduce our guests, we would like to acknowledge some of our sponsors for this episode. This episode is brought to us by the Iloilo New Agri-Industrial Marketing and General Services Incorporated. They are the primary dealer of agricultural machineries and equipment. Their vision is to be the premier center for post-harvest and mechanization development in Western Visayas. Their mission is to generate, extend, and commercialize appropriate post-harvest machinery by empowering agricultural efficiency, reducing losses, and adding value to production of agricultural products. We can visit them at the 5th Street, Lawaan Village, Balantangharo, Iloilo City. They are near the Ceres Terminal. And also, one of our sponsors is the House of Ecolife Iloilo Roastery and Cafe. Really good coffee at an affordable price, freshly roasted and freshly grind. They have this cafe at Haro, Iloilo City as well. So let's now welcome our guests. Our first guest is no other than our very own Engineer Ellie P. Bagtasus, PME. Engineer Bagtasus, please correct me, sir, if I'm mistaken, because we just gathered this from some of our fellow mechanical engineers. The He's an awardee of the Outstanding Mechanical Engineers, or TOME, and also Engineer Bagtasos is the PSME Fellow awardee. By the way, PSME Fellow Award is is the highest award for mechanical engineers in the Philippines. And also, he's a past COMELEC committee chairman of the PSME National. I don't know how many years, sir. Maybe you can
Three,
mention later. How many years, sir?
three
3 years?
years.
Wow. So that's PSME National, no? That's nationwide. And also, Sir Eli is the first ever awardee of the President Emeritus Award given by PSME Panay. It was given last year during the virtual general membership meeting. And also, I know he also holds high positions in the Philippine National Red Cross and the Rotary Club of Iloilo. Please correct me, sir, if I'm mistaken. And also, Sir Eli is retired, but he's not tired. And he's
Yes.
still an entrepreneur until now. And even in PSME, he's still backing us up. No? And of course, our second, later on, Sir Eli will tell us more about himself. Our second guest is engineer, also our very own engineer Panfilo Sunny Y. Sayo, also PME. He is a Paul Harris Fellow Awardee with the Rotary International. And also, Engineer Sayo is a PSME Fellow Awardee, like his mentor, Sir Eli. Also, he's a current member of the PSME National Awards and Recognition Committee. Engineer Sayo is also a past president of PSME Panay And likewise, to his mentor, he is retired but not tired. And he is still holding many positions in many organizations. And at the same time, an entrepreneur himself. Hello, gentlemen. Good evening.
Good evening.
Maybe maybe we can start with Sir Ellie. Sir Ellie, can you please tell us more about yourself, the positions you held, and the awards you received that we were not able to mention
Thank you very
earlier?
much, Bonnie.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening,
Good evening.
fellow mechanical engineers who are hooking us up in this podcast program of Engineer Nigala. Thank you very much for the invitation you give to me, Bonnie. It
For
is
sure.
really a pleasure to be of service with PSME. Ever since, as long as PSME is involved, me and my amigo Sunny being committed, we are always ready to support and help what programs PSME will have. So that's why I'm very happy and I'm really elated that you yourself was able to create this program. This is a good medium for all the mechanical engineers because we can pass through your program some valuable information later on that can help some of our mechanical engineers in terms of their actual livelihood. Maybe they might have some other projects which we can also assist them through your program.
Wow.
So, you know, I'm good friend of Sunny. Actually, counseling ako ang iyang ako na we have good respect to each other. We usually talk, discuss, and laugh sometimes, provided it will give some ideas and fruitful for us in our livelihood. So Amigo Sani and myself is a good friend ever since. He is also a fellow mechanical fellow engineer. He has been with PSME for so many years. I heard him mention a while ago that he joined PSME in 1985 or 86. I joined
Okay.
PSME in 1982. So I
Wow.
was quite uh, ahead of Amigo Sani.
Okay.
So in a way, in my own profession, I am not like some engineers which had been working abroad.
Okay.
I am a domesticated engineer,
Wow.
locally working and locally trying to make a living out of the business or the opportunities we have here
Mhm.
in the country. So for me, it is really a pleasure that whatever I achieve can be copied, can be really re-echoed to those engineers who have entrepreneurship knowledge.
Wow.
Entrepreneurship is really good for us because
Mhm.
with our uh, with our knowledge and learning in engineering, we can always debate and we can always create anything that is valuable to the community.
Wow.
That is
Beautiful.
how I work for myself. In a way, I've been working after my graduation since like Amigo Sani. We studied mechanical engineering as a working student.
Wow.
So I've been a working student through and through. So that's why I always nurtured and value my profession. Because just imagine working for your education, working hard. So you have to value what has been achieved by you. I've been, after graduation, I was, uh, I was absorbed and employed by a big company in Manila. which is an agricultural company.
Okay.
The agricultural company is owned by the Araneta clan, Araneta family. So it was a company that gave opportunity to me, not only to work locally, but to visit also abroad. So many countries, which they sent me for studies, sent me for training,
Mhm.
sent me for product sourcing, and
Mhm.
sent me for services, uh, services and production study. So more or less was able to go to Australia. I went to
Okay.
Australia. I studied the production method of quad rotavator, and I went to Queensland, also in Australia, studying the production of sugarcane, more especially the culture and the harvesting.
Wow.
So I was also sent by my company to Korea. I went to Korea to study the post-harvest equipment that the Korean manufacturer has been uh, supplying the Philippines. So
Okay.
I stayed there for a month. So those are technologies that now I am trying to implement with our farmers, because our farmers now need new technology so
Yes,
they're going
sir.
to improve their production, improve their way of living, and maybe later on, my intention is to make them entrepreneur, not a farmer, but entrepreneur later on. So, Boni, with this, I have planned big things for the farmer. Maybe
Wow.
in the year ahead, we will be having our farmers training center here in Iloilo.
Wow, that's
It
amazing.
will be in Barotac Nuevo. This is a 3 hectares training center for the farmer. So we would
Okay.
like to introduce new production method, new processing, new harvesting method, and more especially the marketing aspect of the product. More
Wow.
especially the rain, rain feed products and the organic product. So, so many experiences I got already through my after I got this mechanical engineering profession. I
Mhm.
also went to Europe for irrigation study, irrigation, and I went to Cuba for harvesting facilities.
Mm.
So more or less, I cannot say I am already the expert, but I have the technology which I can really pass this on to the farmers. That's why in the years to come, my my dream is to put up that training center, and we are now constructing. I
Wow.
have constructed already some facilities there. Even PSME can have a assembly in that area because it's a big area. We have a training center, 300 square meters training center up and
Mhm.
down.
Wow.
We have also areas for equipment. So we will display several equipment in that area. The one that is now coming, which is most important to us for the sugar industry, is the sugarcane harvester, because
Wow.
our Pannai harvester is now around.
Yes.
It is this Pannai harvester which I had discovered it in Korea.
Wow.
And
Maybe sir, Sir Eli, with your permission now, we will schedule another episode for your vision for these things, for your plans, so
yeah,
that you can
okay,
share that with us.
anytime, Bonnie.
Because
So about
as an
Pannai,
engineer and as a son of farmers, I'm very excited to learn about those things, sir, because I myself is a son of farmers,
Yeah,
and I've been personally thinking about things, trying to read some books how I can also help the farmers, my relatives there who are left in the province. So I'm
yes.
excited to
We have
have
to love
some knowledge
agriculture
regarding your, yes sir, your plans.
because there's more money in agriculture, mostly in the
Yes,
farm.
I agree.
Now, only about the origin of Panay, maybe I can give you also some insight
Yes, sir.
how Panay
Okay.
Chapter was created.
Well, Kwan, sir, we'll get back to that. I would just like to mention the ones who are watching us right now. Engineer Glenn Saldivia, good evening. Engineer Victor Pardilla, our Vice President for PSME Panay, is watching also. Our Lady Engineer, Engineer Eden Casiple, is also watching. And yeah, and we are just shouting them out, and my greetings si Engineer Pardilla. Good evening to all, Sir Eli and Sir Sayo. Good evening. So yeah, so Sir Eli, before we proceed to our main topic, we'd also give some the floor to Sir Sayo to to talk some things about himself, the things that we're not able to mention ahead.
It's a
So,
pleasure, yes. Thank you.
yeah, thank you, thank you.
Okay, it's my turn to me.
Yes, Sir Sunny. Now, please tell
Okay.
us more about yourself, like what Sir Eli did.
Well, I'm just a regular mechanical engineer. Incidentally, I was awarded a fellow, first award of our society, and also a professional mechanical engineer. No? So, on my part, actually, I'm from Negros Occidental. No? And I finished my mechanical engineering course in Cebu Institute of Technology. That was way back 1974.
Mhm,
And my first employment was in Lopez Sugar Corporation, that is located in
mhm,
Sakay, Negros Occidental. I started from the bottom job, in other words, as a casual, casual
mhm,
employee. And then I was given some examination, and then given a position as a methods analyst, no, a junior methods analyst. There, I stayed there for 2 years, learning something about systems, about time and motion study. Then, after 2 years, I was assigned again to a sister company, Engr Computer Services. There, I was sent to Manila to undergo training, basic after the systems, no, programming, and I stayed there. I was tasked to set up a training center, computer
mhm.
training center in Bagtasus.
Okay.
So I mentioned it was college before. And after putting up the school, I stayed there for 2 years. After which, I was assigned to another sister company, which is on canning factory, for production. There I was assigned as a production manager for 2 years. After 2 years, I decided to give up employment since I began starting a small business here in Iloilo because my wife is from Iloilo. So after almost 6 years of employment, I
Mhm,
found out that I think I could be more productive if I am on my own,
mhm,
putting up my own business. So
mhm,
it started that way. But during the those period, so many trainings, seminars, I attended.
mhm,
So all from those events, I learned a lot of things dealing with people, dealing with groups, with meetings.
mhm,
So I began applying those things in my new phase of life, which is an entrepreneur. So I
Mm.
started a small food business, then set up a small metalworking shop and a furniture shop as well. And after several years, one of my co-employees in a canning factory, whom I assisted in coming up with the trainings also, was hired by a company based in Zamboanga.
Mm.
So she invited me to visit their plant and give me the opportunity. She gave me the opportunity to be a contractor instead of an
Mm.
employee there. So I
Okay.
became a contractor of a canning factory from 1992 until I think it's around 2006.
Mm.
So after which I decided to stay put here in Iloilo. But in
Okay.
terms
So
of,
until now, sir. So
yeah,
that's when you met Sir Ellie.
okay, that was while I was here. I transferred here in Iloilo way back 1982. So, but by after I think it's around 1986, I was invited by the secretary of PSME Iloilo or Panay that to join the group. So there, I I decided to join just a regular member, but
Mm.
I was prompted by my mentor, Sir Bagtasus, together with Engineer
Wow.
Bermejo,
Mm-hmm.
Felix Bermejo. So I was forced to be an officer. And in
Okay.
1991, I was reluctantly I was elected as chapter president, and we were the host of the national convention of
Wow,
PSME.
that was 30 years ago already, sir.
Yes, yes, and
Amazing.
according to the participants, they really enjoyed the match. No, the first ever now outside Metro Manila. No,
Oh.
of course, the preparation of which the involvement. Of course, my mentor was there.
Mm-hmm.
Never left me. He really guided me together with Engineer Bermeo and other officers.
Mm. Okay.
The relationship among officers, especially, were so very cordial and so very supportive that
Mm.
we also have this what we call women's circle, no? The
Oh.
is in the women's circle,
Okay.
the wives of the of the members of this in the
Wow.
so we can say that our group was more of a dancing group, no? Because
Oh.
every year, wherever the national convention being hosted,
Mm-hmm.
we were there as dancers and participants in the events, no, especially during cultural nights, no.
Wow,
Yes,
that's interesting, sir. So maybe later on we can tackle that more, the those anecdotes and the activities that you did.
yeah,
For now, let's go back to Sir Ellie
yeah.
siguro to share with us how how everything started. Sir Ellie, you are muted. Kindly unmute. We cannot hear you, sir. You are muted. Pa-unmute, Sir Ellie, your microphone.
Was very true because
Okay.
during his incumbency, we
Mm-hmm.
were the first one to host a convention outside of Manila with
Mm-hmm.
the cultural show on a cruise ship. So everybody were there. They cannot go out because we were at the middle of the sea.
Okay.
Engrs navigation. May Kusane contacted Engrs navigation and we were able to charter a boat where all delegates
Oh.
had a chance of uh, moving within Guimaras Strait while
Oh, so
going on with the cultural show.
so
So
it
that
happened
is,
already before pala, sir.
Yes,
that idea happened already before.
that's why that that occasion was very memorable to all members of the PSME who attended the convention.
That
Until
was
now, they cannot,
around what year, sir?
during Sunny's convention in 1985,
1991.
1991.
30 years ago. 30 years ago.
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
the thing is, nobody among the chapters all over the Philippines had made a good convention except Iloilo.
Wow.
Because of that occasion, the program was properly arranged, properly managed.
Mhm.
The even the pagkaon, mas manabot,
Mhm.
damo ditsun.
Wow.
So everybody was supporting President Sani at that time. More or
So
less,
that was 1991, sir. But before
yeah.
1991, sir, how did PSME Panay start? I mean, who who were with you when you founded
During that
PSME
time,
Panay?
it was still Iloilo Chapter, PSME
Okay.
Iloilo Chapter.
Okay.
It was only after the 90s
Okay.
where we made some mistakes.
Okay.
We made some mistakes. We thought for a while that the engineers we approved to run the office is really committed
Mm,
to work for the chapter. But it was the reverse. What had happened, we were kicked out of the chapter. Even Amigo Sane was kicked out of the chapter because the president will not relinquish his position anymore.
okay. So during Sir Sunny's time, sir, it was already PSME Panay.
No, it's PSME
It was
Iloilo.
still okay. So when
PSME
did
Panay was
PSME Panay start, sir?
PSME Panay was originated in 1994.
Oh, 2004, sir? Or
2004, 2000, I mean
okay.
2004.
Okay.
Because
Mhm.
when
2004.
Okay.
the things, when we were kicked out from Iloilo chapter, we were not active for 9 years.
Oh,
I was
wow.
not active for 9 years
Okay.
until we found out that some of our members are now in quandary where to go and have their
Okay.
license renewed. So
Okay.
Engineer Bermejo called my attention
Mhm.
and he suggested together with Mingusani
Mhm.
that we will make another chapter.
Oh,
So in order to make another chapter, we have to propose that with the national board. So I was forced to run for election in the national board. So
okay.
I was elected in national board. During the time, the presidency of Engineer Ramon Maniego, where
Mm.
we where I introduced initially Central Panay Chapter.
Okay.
But you know what? There were some opposition because some members of Iloilo chapter had already some friends within the board, like
Okay.
Cleopas Masida, Evangelista. They initially opposed my resolution to create a Central Panay chapter
Mm.
because they thought the officers, the previous officers of Iloilo chapter can rejuvenate the chapter, which was not made possible.
So
So
who were with you, sir, during that
I
time?
was I was the only one who introduced that during the board meeting. Of course,
Mm.
with the assistance and advice of my my friend Sunny and Engineer Bermejo,
Mm.
and hopefully I was able to convince them that it's now necessary to have another chapter in Panay.
Okay.
So from Central Panay, they told us to drop Central to make Panay chapter
Mm,
to cover uh, the whole province, whole island of Panay, because that time the chapters also in Ruas was not really active. The chapter in
okay.
Aklan was not active also.
Okay.
So we thought with Central Panay, we'll be able to rejuvenate all the chapter around the island of Panay.
Mm-hmm.
So it was approved and we chartered, and we were chartered in 1994, right? 2004. The
Okay.
first president is Engineer Nelson Humina. He was the chartered
Okay.
president.
Okay.
Now,
So so you
I
were
was the,
presidents of the chapter, sir, before 2004, like Sir Sani, or did he uh, become a president again during the PSME Panay
no, no
era?
more, no more, because
Okay.
the board of Panay Chapter made a resolution that all presidents
As
presiding
president.
under
Mm.
Iloilo Chapter are all being considered president also of Panay Chapter.
Wow, that's
So
nice to know.
with that resolution, we value the different presidents during Iloilo Chapter's time. It
Mhm.
was a big problem before, and it was a big task for me
Mhm.
to go Manila, Iloilo, Manila, Iloilo, just to
Okay.
push the Panay chapter. Of course, with the assistance and advice of our different past presidents, like my friend Sunny,
Mhm.
Engineer Bermejo.
Mhm.
During the time, we have also Engineer Nelson Lopez, but Nelson
Mm.
Lopez transferred to another chapter. So,
Okay.
oh,
Mm.
so
So you were with Sir Sayo, sir, and Sir Bermejo.
yes,
Anything?
Can you?
we were the main poster of Panay chapter.
Wow, that's
Muni,
nice to know.
Muni,
Yes, sir.
in
Yes.
addition to that, no, I would like to mention also that during that time, I think one of the reasons is the incumbent officers during that time of Iloilo chapter
Mm-hmm.
were so focused in some other activities wherein the past presidents and other members are
Mm-hmm.
somewhat, we can say, quite neglected, no? If
Mm-hmm.
ever we would like to have something from them, sometimes they don't give so much attention.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the reasons that the group almost no all past presidents of Iloilo chapter
Mm-hmm.
joined in the
Oh.
creation of Panay chapter.
Wow.
So that was one big reason. No,
Mm-hmm.
we were quite a little bit disappointed considering
Mm-hmm.
that we work hard and
Mm-hmm.
we for the growth of Iloilo chapter and also observing the protocol wherein a president, the chapter president, should serve for 1 year only.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the bylaw, some of the procedures of our chapter were
Mm-hmm.
somewhat railroaded.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say, they changed some of the, we amend some of the items in our bylaws
Mm-hmm.
without consulting the full General Assembly.
Okay.
That was one big reason also that
Mm-hmm.
the past presidents and other regular members decided to come up with a new chapter.
So before 2004, sir, those were the years that you were doing the dirty works for the,
Oh
for the,
yes,
I mean, quote unquote, for
the,
the
the past
PSME.
presidents, the past
Mm-hmm.
presidents acted only as consultants or
Okay.
something. But the final decision of whatever activities the chapter would like to take emanates from the incumbent officers because we respect
Okay.
them.
Okay.
So kami, as past president, we only give advices, some
Okay.
wisdom, some suggestions.
Mm.
The final decision comes from the intendant.
Okay. So what was your answer? What was your vision for PSME Panay by then when you
As for
founded it?
me, the chapter should come up with activities wherein the members could be served well. No, probably you
Okay.
can come up with some questionnaire wherein or a sort of a survey asking the members as to what are their expectations, no, regarding
Oh.
joining the chapter. Otherwise, it will just come out as parang a sort of a ordinary society or ordinary club,
Mm.
no. So see to it,
Wow.
try to try to determine and define the expectations of the members. That's one
Well,
thing.
that's a good idea, sir. Just an idea just came in my mind because when you mentioned that a survey or a questionnaire, maybe we can do it also this
You
time
can
because we can have online forms for that to
it's
gather
very useful, very
from the
useful.
members. Yeah,
And
the items that yeah. Yes,
it
sir. Go ahead.
can be guided accordingly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow. So that was your vision, sir.
Yeah.
Service to
Service,
serve the members.
yes.
That's your primary vision for.
Socialization can come up next, but
Okay.
primarily it should be the service.
Okay. So first service and then socialization. Mhm.
Fellowship, that's part of it.
Fellowship. Yeah, fellowship. That's the right term.
Come up
Okay.
with
So
ideas.
yes, sir.
Come up with new
Yeah.
ideas, something new, no? That
Okay.
would
So
get
innovation, sir. Innovation. Okay. Wow. So yeah, before we proceed, sir, I would like to acknowledge, sir, the presence of our dear president of PSME Panay, Sir Jeriel Militar. He has a greeting in the live stream. Mayong gabi sa mga halangdon nga mga inhinyero, mechanical, Engineer Eli Bagtasus and Engineer Panfilo Sayo. So Sir Jeriel is tapos na siya siguro panyapon. So he's watching us, is with us also. So yeah, so your vision was to serve first, to serve is was first of all service, to serve the members, and then the second is fellowship.
fellowship, socialization.
The cruise ship idea that you were able to 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 do, the very unique, very innovative idea happened before 2004. So it happened 2001. So that was, as what you mentioned earlier, one of the most memorable experiences that you had in
Yes. Oh,
PSME.
it was during our time, no? Even after 1991, we still continue having our fellowship. Even
Mm,
the president now of WIT, Engineer Richard Salas,
okay.
together with his brother, no, yung past who have passed away already. They
Antonio?
were
Tony.
they were so active in joining his
Oh,
the
okay.
president. He's a good dancer
Okay.
together with his wife.
Mm.
That
So there was a group also of the wives of your
yes,
wives.
yes. Oh, ladies, we call it the lady circle, no? Even
Lady
that time
circle.
on that period, the regional director of DTI, Engineer Abad,
Dominic.
Dominic, yes, he was in charge.
Wow.
Yes,
Very
Also, he
active.
was it's I mean, I'm surprised to know that he was active also before in PSME
yes. Also with
because I never, yeah, I never
the
saw him attend.
regional director of Telecom, Engineer Navarro. He was very, very supportive in our activities.
Wow, that's good to know. That's
So
good to
try
know.
to tap those people, mechanical
Mm,
engineers, not only in the private sector, but also in the public. No, they want some fellowship also. No, it's a matter of coming up with a good approach, good program, could
okay.
get the interest. No, ang important, what is important is the passion you officers, the members, passion of the members to really serve the society and to serve our fellow mechanical engineers. No? What is
Wow.
important is you are enjoying what you do. Mm.
Mhm. So
That's
ideas are yes, sir. Sir Eli, go ahead, Sir Eli.
Bonnie, that's precisely why we work hard
Mm-hmm.
to have a new chapter. That's Panay chapter.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
we would like to see all the members being served properly. During the
Mm-hmm.
time, even the new graduates in mechanical engineering,
Mm-hmm.
it's also our wish, our dreams that they can have their license examination. Not hard for them to get because we can invite the board of mechanical engineers
Mm.
for so many times to conduct examination here in Iloilo. So you know what?
Wow.
We were just quite fortunate that when I post up with the national board the creation of Panay Chapter, we were properly endorsed by the board of mechanical engineers. The
Mm.
examiners, Engineer Pascual during the time, Engineer Herrera, Engineer Poe,
Mm.
Engineer uh, Julie Burha,
Mm.
no? They push me hard and they also try to convince some of the members sa board to approve my resolution. That's precisely why I did not really uh, experience hardship in posting up the creation of Panay chapter. Plus,
So that was the very hard part, sir. And you did it
yes,
at your own expense.
yes, that time we don't have much money in
Mm.
the chapter because the one we have with Iloilo chapter, we were not able to get because it was requested by the president.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of money in the bank, but we cannot avail of that
Oh,
because
okay.
it was requested by the president who declared himself president for life. And
Okay.
that's why the creation of Panay chapter is really very important, very crucial for all the mechanical engineers in Panay.
And it's nice to
So
know, sir, that is what you mentioned earlier, that all the presidents of the past presidents of the former
Iloilo chapter.
chapter joined with us.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
They were the movers. All the past presidents. Only very few were in the other side. I
Okay.
think one or two. But mostly the past presidents of Iloilo chapter really pushed hard to have another chapter. That's
So that's
precisely
how
why.
that's how it all began, sir, during that
Yes,
time, with the support of everyone, almost all your.
correct, correct. Because they even from their own pocket, they chip in just
Mm,
to have a good meeting. Because during the
okay.
time when we met, kanya-kanya ang kanya-kanyang contribution.
Wow. So that
No,
was a real sacrificer on your part.
until the time that we were able to properly organize the chapter,
Mm.
that we got some support from the private sector and from the mechanical engineers from the public.
So I think, sir, that's the reason why. Actually, I also wonder why you are always there during our activities before this current situation. No, you are always there every time. So because you really shed tears and blood and money, your resources in order for this seedling PSME Panay to germinate and to grow. So that's the reason why pala, no?
That's why this Panay chapter is the legacy of the past presidents of Iloilo chapter.
Wow.
Together, Sunny, si Jen Bermejo, passed away
Mm.
already.
Can you, sir,
And
in order to honor also Sir Bermejo, can you also talk something about him so that our members would also
in
know?
Engineer
because
Bermejo.
this episode, sir, aside from the Facebook Live, this will be uploaded in YouTube, and I encourage the JPSME students, the students, because they cannot access the Facebook Live because they're not members, because our group, our PSME Panay Facebook group is a private group, and since they are not members, they are still students, they cannot watch this episode. That's why we upload this to in YouTube, so that it could serve as a historical resource also for the others and for the JPSME students, so that they can
Yes.
also access this
Engineer
conversation.
Bermejo
Yeah.
is the first PSME fellow in Panay, in Iloilo.
Oh, wow. That's
Then
that's I mean,
first, it's
yeah.
not easy to get the fellow award that time.
Is it did I mention it right, sir, that it's the highest
Yes,
award given to
that's
a
the highest
mechanical
award.
engineer?
That's the
Oh.
highest award given to a member of the PSME National.
Boni, it's in
Wow.
award policy manual. It is stated there. That's the highest award given to a mechanical engineer, the fellow.
Oh.
It
That's
means,
nice to know.
Buni, that this guy has been working hard for all the members of Panay, of the mechanical of PSME, all members of PSME, and
Mhm.
by heart also try to support the activities, all activities of PSME, more especially in the development of the members,
Mhm.
because during the time we always have activities for the members. We have
Okay.
some uh, we have some program that we convince the members to be around to learn something about PSME, to learn
Mhm.
something about technology, and to
Mhm.
learn something about entrepreneurship.
Wow.
That's
That
very
yeah.
easy for us to convince the. That's why every time there was a meeting, all the members usually attend.
Mhm.
They attend because they can get something really after the meeting.
Wow, that's good to know.
Now we have to encourage.
While you are sharing those things, sir, maybe not just me, because ideas are I mean are like lighting up in my mind, and I believe some of our viewers also have that experience now, that they were doing this before, and maybe we can modify it a bit and do it as well.
During the
So yes, sir,
time,
before we proceed, I would like to greet some additional fellow engineers are watching us. Engineer Maui Bachoko. Good evening, my Sir Eli. No, Sir Sayo. From Sir Maui Bachoko. And Engineer Randy Pohol is also watching us. And Engineer Ed FJR. Good evening, mga sirs. Engineer Eli, Engineer Sayo. And to the rest of PSME Panay members. PSME Panay Chapter members. Si Sir Engineer Edgar Alan Vargas is also watching us. Good evening, everyone. Okay. So that was Sir Bermejo, sir. So he also worked
because
hard with the two of you.
Engineer Bermejo is a uh, helpful engineer. He always help
Okay.
bring members who have some problems, more especially
Ah.
when they will take the PME.
Okay.
Engineer Bermejo is willing and ready to make some support, some assistance. He can even he can even we even made him as a good critic to what we have
Okay.
been doing.
Wow.
So it's a good fellow. It's hard for us to forget Engineer Bermejo.
Mm.
For me, Panay chapter evolved because of these personalities that really committed and good in terms of services and support to the organization. So
Wow.
I think good and fitting that later on probably we can make an award, posthumous award to Engineer Bermejo.
Posthumous award, sir.
Yes,
Uh,
for his
okay, sir.
support assistance to PSME. We call him, before we called him Mr. PSME, because even the national called him Mr. PSME, because Engineer Bermejo is very versatile. He can sing, he
Oh,
can play instruments,
okay.
he can argue, debate, can
Oh,
debate on anything. And
okay.
one way, he is very honest engineer to help.
Wow.
That's why we always respected Engineer Bermejo.
I look forward, sir, for a short write up on that we
Yeah,
can maybe publish in our website, sir, and maybe we can feature in our channel in order to give him honor, and of course, in order for us to have to look at him, and of course also both of you as
just
examples that we can follow the sacrifices that you did, like a one page
just
write up siguro about
just
Sir Bermejo. Yeah.
just imagine, Engineer Bermejo was the only member of PAMI in
Hmm.
1952.
What's
So
FAME
from
again, sir?
PAMI, Philippine Association of Mechanical and Electrical. So
Oh, okay,
before,
okay.
mechanical and electrical were combined in one society.
Mm.
Then we disintegrated in way back in 1952. And
Oh,
Engineer
okay.
Bermejo was the previous member of the past PAMI.
Oh,
So if we will try to say his record, he has been an active member of PAMI and PSME. He was the legend, living legend also, that posed the organization of Iloilo Chapter. Together with Engineer Mumbai,
oh,
Engineer
okay,
Mumbai of WIT,
okay.
they were the one posing up for PSME Iloilo Chapter after
Oh,
PAMI.
wow. So that's because I'm trying to connect the dots because I also heard about that PAME from Engineer uh, Ransam Perote last time during the first
Yeah,
episode. He mentioned about that, and I was surprised there was a an organization of mechanical and electrical engineers before. So I
yes.
was surprised as well. So I heard it again tonight from you. That was before 1952, before PSME was
Oh, yes.
founded.
Yes,
And
yes. Because
that was 1952. So we are 2021. So that means we are approaching the 70th of PSME, sir, by
yes, yes,
2022.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
so we have to have big events for that. Maybe no.
That's
We,
why
we are,
it's
yeah.
sad and unfortunate that our national officers are not in unison. Because if we were in unison and we were in one roof, it's really valuable for us to celebrate
Wow. The
the
70th.
longest 70th.
Ah, that's
So,
70th is platinum, sir. Platinum.
oh yeah, it's platinum.
Wow. That's
So,
amazing. Maybe yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
you mentioned, Sunny mentioned about socialization
Yeah, fellowship. Hmm.
because during his incumbency,
Okay.
there was a contest among chapters
Okay.
to come out with PSME March.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to that.
There,
I'm about to
as a
ask that
prize,
question.
there
Hmm?
was a prize of 20,000 to those
Okay.
who can compose the PSME March.
Okay. Okay.
I think it was during the incumbency of Sunny or
Hmm.
earlier for that
Oh, so it
because
was during Sir Sunny's concert term,
No,
1991. Huh?
it's not before. That's
Ah,
before.
before
before
1991.
no.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I was there already. I was there with the Iloilo chapter.
Okay.
I went to Major Lopez Carrillo
Mayo.
because
Lopez
that time
Carrillo.
Engineer Carrillo has a band.
Ah, he was also an engineer, sir.
No, he's not an
Mechanical.
engineer, but his central has plenty of mechanical engineers. As a matter of fact,
Mhm.
one of these engineers were made also president of PSME Iloilo Chapter, Engineer
Okay.
Panisalis.
Oh.
So,
Mhm.
so we convinced Engineer Panisalis to follow up with Major Carrillo
Mhm.
to compose a march for PSME.
Okay.
So he composed this PSME march,
Mhm.
and when it was presented to us, I submitted it to the national board,
Okay.
and it was one of the 10 composition that was submitted for the
Okay.
contest, and we
Mhm.
won.
So,
We won.
so meaning, sir, there were other entries during that time.
Yes, there were the
Okay.
9 entries during the time. Even
Wow.
Cebu, Davao,
Okay.
they
Okay.
also submitted their own march, but we beat them all because of the composition of Major Carrillo that was
Oh.
able to convince the committee members and the search committee on
Okay.
the viability and the the lyrics that were quite related to
Mhm.
PSME, like Wheels
Okay.
of Progress.
Yes. Wheels of
Oh,
progress. I love that.
Kuni,
Yeah.
ah,
Yes, sir.
actually, the one who composed that is Mr. Mayo Lopez Carrillo, no?
yes.
Oh,
He was
Lopez.
actually their family owns a big share of this
Cesar Santos Lopez.
Santos Lopez in
Mm-hmm.
Barotas Nuevo.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Carrillo belongs to a family of musicians.
Mm-hmm.
No? In fact, he is related to this violinist Gil Lopez
Kabayaw.
Cabayao.
Hey, Lopez Kabayaw.
Oh, wow.
And
So, hindi basta-basta galing aton PSME March, sir. Ah?
oh yes, and Mr. Carrillo is the one heading this what we call Sunlope Orchestra. No,
Yes.
he is the one leading the Sunlope Orchestra. That is a big orchestra serving Iloilo and Panay and Negros.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's one of the best orchestras here in Western Visayas. So
Okay.
that's why, and of course, since he's one of his engineers, Engineer Panisales was the
Mm-hmm.
president, so that's why I think he volunteered to do the composition.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's
And
why.
what was quite heartening, Buni,
Mm-hmm.
when I received the 20,000
Okay.
prize, I immediately go to Central Santos Lopez and
Mm-hmm.
presented to Engineer Major Carrillo the
Okay.
award because supposedly that's for him. But you know
Okay.
what?
Yes, sir.
He did not receive the 20,000,
Wow.
but he gave it back to us as a donation for the activities of PSME. That's another
Wow.
thing which is quite very valuable for us.
These things that you've been mentioning, sir, are new to us. Most of them are new to us,
Yes,
and
yes.
very valuable for everyone who are listening and who will be listening uh, to this podcast. Because wow, PSME Panay is not just a one man army organization. Many people really sacrificed and did many things for us to be where we are now.
Correct, correct. That's
Yeah.
why it's heartening to note that there are some unfortunate activities against Panay Chapter.
Yeah, but personally, I'm not a good writer. Hopefully, someone we can I mean hire someone or request someone to write those things. We need those
Yeah,
things. We need to remind ourselves of the sacrifices so that we can also emulate them ourselves.
maybe that's what
The
legacy later on.
composer.
That's what
Yeah, at
legacy.
least sir, we have some records from this podcast, and maybe you can transcribe some of the things. We can connect the dots from your sharing tonight, so that we can
Correct.
write them down. Maybe you can also conduct some interviews from you how it all started. We can maybe request or hire a writer who can make it more
You know, you
colorful.
know, you know, Boni,
Yes,
Iloilo
sir.
chapter was a very cohesive and big group that support each
Mm,
other. So every
okay.
time you might have heard about cultural contest every convention.
Mm-hmm.
During the previous convention, there is
Mm-hmm.
always cultural presentation, contest of
Okay.
all chapters on culture,
Okay.
dancing,
Mhm.
singing. So in Iloilo, we created, as what Sunny told a while ago, the ladies
Mhm.
group, our wives
Okay.
uh,
Wow.
cooperated with us. We dance every convention. We go to Davao. We dance in Davao.
With
We
the
won in
wives?
Davao. Yeah,
Yes,
With the wow.
kaya
Davao
Mindoro,
convention. We
Bacolod,
won in
Buhok, Manila,
Bacolod convention.
Davao.
We won in
Wow.
Manila. We beat all the chapters as far as
Amazing. Amazing.
By the
dancing
way,
and
Wow.
Bonnie,
cultural is concerned.
Bonnie, by the
Yes,
way,
sir.
regarding this fellow, no, uh,
Mhm.
it is of course the highest and most prestigious award that PSME could give to a member. At
Mhm.
the same time, the recipient automatically becomes member for life of the society.
Oh, wow.
Automatic na.
That's so prestigious and
Yes.
yeah, so much privilege privileges go with that pala, sir, na award. Wow.
Highest award na. What's very prestigious award?
Wow. I just want to read some comments, sir, in the Facebook Live. Engineer Clark Magbanwa Obhaan. Good evening, mga sirs. And also, nag-comment man si Engineer Ed FJR. I don't know his full name talaga. I remember Engineer Felix Bermejo as one of my mentors during college days, as well-respected professional. And
Correct.
also, Sir Militar commented, I concur with Sir Eli. Engineer Bermejo was indeed a very helpful mentor dash engineer. He has trained a lot of new engineers, not only mechanical engineers. He even suggested one possible topic for my engineering report when he learned that I was applying for upgrading to PME and volunteered to endorse my application documents. Wow. So there
Correct.
are many people that were touched by the generosity of Engineer Bermejo, sir.
Correct. Correct. That's right, Boni. Because every time there are some problems on a particular mechanical engineers. Even
Mhm.
in the work, in the Sugar Central,
Okay.
Felix is willing to go there just to assist the engineer to solve
Wow.
some problems he have, especially in operations. Because Felix is a superintendent before with Strachan and McMurray,
Mm.
fabricators of sugar mill equipment.
Mhm.
So he is well versed and he knew everything on the operations of the sugar mill. So all
Okay.
engineers who are assigned in sugar centrals that that will meet some problems, they can easily consult Engineer Bermejo. And without
Mm.
problems, Felix
Mhm.
usually go himself to the problems just to
Mhm.
assist the engineer.
Wow. we should have written his life, so that we can be inspired.
Yeah,
We will publish it here in the website if there's
as
an
far as
available write up already.
the chapter here in Iloilo and Panay, we really have more uh, more things that we receive from Felix as a good, helpful engineer.
Wow. So yeah, I think before you give a commentary, siguro sir, on the text or the lyrics of PSME March, may I request your permission if I can share it, so that some of the members are watching would hear it again, because for some of them, for many of them, uh, they were they were not able to hear the PSME March for a long time, because we do not have the face to face, the regular activities already. So I will just
Yeah,
play
yes, yes,
the
yes.
the the PSME March, and then you give your commentary on the lyrics. As what I mentioned earlier, I love the wheels of progress phrase there. That's why this podcast, this series of podcasts, is named after that, from a phrase taken from the PSME March. So I will play the our engineer Cesar Bordon is also watching with us. Good evening, fellas, watching from home. So
Yeah.
now I will. By the way, Engineer Bordon is one of the ones who sang with Engineer Rick, and Engineer Engineer. Uh, yeah, later they are named after the video. So I will play the video now. So,
Engineer Bonnie,
yes, sir.
if you heard the lyrics
Yeah.
before, I was wondering
Mm-hmm.
how Major Carrillo pick up all those lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Major Carrillo was made as an associate member of PSME Panay
Oh,
Iloilo
wow.
Chapter before. So he
Okay.
himself was well versed on all our activities, as well as the personalities of the mechanical engineers of the chapter.
Mm.
That's precisely, it was easy for him to pick up some good words for his lyrics. And this
Oh.
lyric has been considered very important by the national board. That's
Mm-hmm.
why today there is a resolution that every convention, the
Mm-hmm.
PSME March should be initially sung before the opening of the convention.
Okay.
That's
I
why,
think, sir, it was sung last national convention.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
this was already made a resolution that all chapters will adopt this PSME March.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope uh, this can be disseminated not only in Visayas chapter, but Mindanao and Luzon also.
Okay. Wow. So, I would like to share screen again from our website, so that everybody can see the lyrics. So these are the lyrics, the PSME March. So here there's a link. This comes from our website, sir. These are the home of our website, as you can see, uh, and also, yeah. So there's Sir Ellie here. Sir Sayo is also here at the. So this is the website. So introduce our website. This is the homepage of our website. There's the posters for our VGMM 2021, and they can scan these QR codes in order to register and to submit the proofs of their payments. And also there's the bank accounts here of those who are of the terminal accounts, and there's the teaser here, and also below sa website, the old version of the PSME March. I think this was sung by a lady. And
Yeah.
then the new version sung by Engineer Rick Nunez, Engineer Max Pareja, and Engineer Cesar Bordon. So this is the new one, the one that we played earlier. And also here below the YouTube portion, the YouTube link for the interview of Bomboradio Iloilo with Engineer Militar. I think this is during the the barriers of motorcycles, the 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 study that was done by the Society of PSME. So Engineer Militar was interviewed last year by, I think this was last year, by Bomboradio, July 31, 2020. So it's here also, and the officers are also below with uh, the the board of the council of advisors, the COA. So the past presidents are here, uh, and also Sir Sayo, Sir Eli, Sir Garnica, Sir Paspe, Sir Sala. So everyone can be found with pictures in our website, the website for PSME Panay. And at the about, there's a history of PSME, the vision, mission, PSME prayer. If you go to the PSME prayer, there's the PSME prayer here, the list. I mean the text. And then if you want to play the YouTube, you can play it here if you click here. And also That's what I mentioned earlier, the PSME March. So here, the text for PSME March, and then the YouTube version, the new version and the old version here. So this is the text, sir. These are the lyrics of the PSME March for everyone to see also. So yeah, beautiful. PSME, our pride of today, is united, unity, united in every way,
Yes.
ma- marching along as
Yes.
strong as before. PSME, we must adore. Let's sing and hail our PSME. Give us strength and joyful life. We stand together, shining brightly. Loyalty and love we pledge today. We are mechanical engineers. We are turning the wheels of progress. We plan, we build, we work, and we share. For the nation we love so dear. Cooperation and unity. We must strive in every way. Long live the Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers. We are mechanical engineers. We are turning the wheels of progress. We plan, we build, we work, and we share for the nation we love so dear. Cooperation and unity. We must strive in every way. Long live the Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers. So, so that's it, sir. So maybe you can comment on that. Beautiful, and you mentioned that the composer was made an associate member before he
Yes.
composed this one. That's why he's
Yes. Yes.
familiar with us.
He was.
Okay.
We made him as a member of the Iloilo chapter before
Mm-hmm.
because Engineer Carrillo was not only sympathetic to PSME, he is
Okay.
also willing to work and help the members of PSME. That's why
Okay.
most of his employees, engineers in Central Lopez, are all members of PSME. That's
Okay. Wow.
precisely why we salute Engineer Carrillo, Major Carrillo, for
Mm.
his love of PSME, even if
Okay.
he is only an associate member.
Wow. So we are loved by the community, sir.
Yes, that's a thing
Ever
that
since.
some of our members should also consider in their membership with the society,
Mm-hmm.
because people that are not really engineers are even willing to help and support our association. How much more of the members they should be heartful enough to continue their commitment of PSME.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean is, if there is a meeting, they should be around, they should attend. If there are activities, they should support our activities. And if there are some problems, probably we can solicit from them some solutions to the problems. That's what we vision for the members of PCME, to
Wow.
be,
That's part of the vision, sir.
yeah, to be
Mm-hmm.
cohesive and really supportive to all our activities of the profession. More especially now that we're going to specialization, this is more
Mm-hmm.
important assistance between the professions are very valuable.
Mm. And I noted earlier, sir, you mentioned about what you were doing before. You help members to become entrepreneurs.
Yes,
It's part of the service. One of the services of the chapter is to form members, to equip them to become entrepreneurs. Because as you mentioned earlier, uh, we have different ways. I mean, we have a different way of doing things because of our training, in engineering. That when
yes,
we become
yes.
entrepreneurs, we have some more advantages than the other fields.
Correct,
If I
correct.
understood it well, sir. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes,
Probably
sir.
you can come up with a sort of training seminar also
Okay.
covering
yeah.
that particular field, no, about entrepreneurship. Uh,
Okay.
I know some of our elders, our past presidents, usually who are entrepreneurs, they are willing to give some time, no,
Mm.
Correct, sir.
insights.
Mhm.
That can be done. That can be arranged.
Wow.
What to do is
Yeah, because we have so much we have so much firepower sir in our arsenal, and we are not we are not harnessing that, because you are there, the firepower in our arsenal, the entrepreneurs who can really help us.
but again, as I mentioned before, try to reach out the regular members. No, that's
Okay.
why if you can do it, conducting a sort of survey, that would
Mhm.
be a big help. No?
About their needs sir, about their
What
needs,
would they
regarding their needs.
what do they expect from the society, and
Okay.
what can they give also to the society as well?
Okay.
Give and take, lang.
Mhm.
That's give and take.
Wow. So I think we will invite you again for some more episodes, because I heard the term used by Sir Ellie earlier, speaking about Sir Bermejo, versatile, and I believe you, both of you, are also versatile, and one episode could not what do you call that, though hindi naman maubos gid ang juices nga pwede naman ma-extract from your experience and your wisdom. So maybe we can give each of you sir some last words before we end this episode. Rest assured that we will invite you again, and maybe some of those who are better than me will host this podcast in the near future, so that this if I am not available, anyone can continue this initiative that we started.
Okay, I think that's one big idea, no? Wherein it's not only you, but also try to make some schedule with some other engineers, because I know most of us are well versed in our own field of skills, no?
Mhm.
Each one of us has different skills, has different gift. So, but I think it's not only us, but also other past presidents or other elders, not necessarily a past
Okay. Okay.
president who have enough experience, no? You
Okay.
can tap them, you can tap them. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
they try to make it a point that if possible, you have a backup, and if ever for the continuity of your program, it's
Yeah.
nice to see the backup.
Wow. Thanks for that encouragement sir. Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, that's correct, Boni. Because you know, PSME is a sleeping giant.
Wow. I will take note of that uh, term sir.
We have several potentials that can be tapped. Members that are skillful. We have plenty of members that are skillful, so they can easily be tapped on some activities we will have. So as far as entrepreneurship, I already would like to push that to all our members, because if they will be an entrepreneur later on, they will have if they will be able to attain good life. You know, uh, here in the Philippines, our economic conditions are fluctuating. So if
Mm-hmm.
you are not versatile,
Mm-hmm.
if you are not skillful,
Mm-hmm.
probably later on you will just be left over. But PSME, I believe, and I have a strong belief that in
Mm-hmm.
PSME we have the very big source of potential talent for entrepreneurship. And just to tell you, we have also the talent that can help progress, the, turn the wheels of progress. I will mention one thing, one guy, engineer named Ran Perez. He is a
Mm-hmm.
mechanical engineer who is entrepreneur. He is
Mm-hmm.
number one in fabrication of agricultural equipment. and he almost cornered the requirements of the Department of Agriculture as far as farmers' need is concerned. So
Wow.
just observe that if you are willing to be an entrepreneur, there are so many ways for you to attend. Like, for example, in your case, in your activities later on, if you will conduct a training on entrepreneurship, we can convince some good entrepreneur to be our speakers. That will be convincing to hear. So
Wow.
go ahead with your program. As I said, I will fully support your program. I hope all mechanical engineers that are now listening with us will be in line with my intention of supporting your program as a good medium for different technology later on that we will spread to them. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you for
Wow.
your time, and thank
Thank you,
you for
sir.
the invitation.
Bonnie, thank you
Thank you
very
very
much.
much. Thank you.
This time.
And we will, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, Sunny.
Yeah, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to share some ideas regarding our society. No? And I look forward that this should continue and try to tap some members who also have talents, no,
Mhm.
in doing these things. No? I think we can come up with new ideas also improving this program where mechanical engineers could learn some from this type of program also. Thank you.
Hopefully, sir, we are adding some value to their lives, and it's just fitting that we that we invite you and give you time to share your wisdom, because without you we won't be here. Without you we won't be here. And the challenge of Sir Ellie is accepted, and it's true. The PSME is a sleeping giant, and hopefully, with your help and with your support, with your encouragement and your backup, we can awaken this giant and help turn the wheels of progress again of 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 the nation we love so dear, as we recover from this economic turmoil that we are having right now. Yeah. So someone commented earlier, Engineer Mario B. Peñalosa watching from Capiz. Wow. So one from Capiz is watching us, and yeah. So there are some other comments here below. Engineer Ikoy Rico Calamba is also watching with us, and some others that I cannot mention na. Because next time we'll mention you. So thank you very much once again, Sir Ellie and Sir Sunny. Again, without you, we would not be here. Thank you very much. No, we cannot thank you enough for the sacrifices that you did for PSME Panay. So, and please expect that we will invite you again in some other episodes for some other topics. Okay?
Okay.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Let's call it a day. Long live the Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers. Good night, everyone. Thank you sa live stream. Thank you for staying with us up to this time. So see you
Thank you.
again next week. This is the Wheels of Progress podcast, the podcast for mechanical engineers. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you, Sir Ellie. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Sir
Thank
Sunny.
you. And to
Okay.
our President, uh, President Jirel, what's wrong
Yes,
with your
sir.
program? You are very active in posting up some programs for our members. Thank you,
Yes, sir.
Jirel, for
Agree,
being
sir. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.